Daktari,
Get our names.
Dr. Timothy Olwenyi is the chairperson of the National Cancer Institute. He's asking me, can I remember all the names of these people here? You must have chemo brain, but let me give it a shot. There's Peter, there's Margaret, there's Jane, Wambua is missing with the one arm, there's Sally, and there's Florence, and Dr. Timothy Olwenyi.
Got it.
Makofi kwangu.
You got it.
Timweza.
Kabisa.
All right, Daktari, real quick, I know they have a lot of questions for you, but I'm going to ask you a really quick question. Shah, some people say it works, some people say it's not working. Is it working for you? Because the president, I think it was Mashujaa Day, he said the cancer treatment money would rise from 550,000 to 800,000. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
Is it working?
You know, that's a complicated question, Jeff. SHA is working. It depends on who you talk to, right? And it depends on what the individual you're asking expects SHA to achieve for them.
Yeah.
But if you're to ask me, ultimately, the answer should come from them. The answer should come from them.
Very good.
It is for them to tell us.
Okay, who has a question for Daktari? Who's first?
I have a question.
Peter, go on.
Yes. I've seen them in the matatu industry.
Yes. Oh, by the way, before you go there, there's someone who just messaged me from the matatu industry. Oh, goodness, where is that man now? A guy who says, his name is Kanoru.
Yes.
He says, encourage Peter Kinyanjui. He is scaled high as a matatu owner. We pray for him always. He's a real warrior. Wabuho wa Kanoru.
Thank you very much, Wambugu. He's my good friend.
Go on. Question for Daktari.
No, Daktari, I've said I'm in the matatu industry. And I was in the panel that was pushing or that was advocating or trying to lobby the parliament to have the SHA allocation from 500,000 to 800,000. I was at the parliament. And I raised one pertinent question, and I want to raise it again. We went there through Kenco. I want to raise the same question here again. One time I had them, in my circle, we have 100 drivers and 100 conductors. I one time sat with them and I told them, please pay SHA. You are not sick, but your secretary here is not well. So please pay for SHA, because my 6,000 is not sufficient. So that we pull together and your 500 each person, or so much the much you're paying, it can help me when I need it. They asked me, Kinyanjui, are you telling us to pay 6,000 at one go? Do you think Kinyanjui can afford to pay 6,000 at one go?
Daktari.
And I asked
Kinyanjui, we only have so much time. You've asked the question.
Okay.
Daktari.
Much as I don't speak for SHA, all right, because that is not the state corporation that I head, but I understand what you're saying, because in terms of healthcare financing, it is very important that we're able to have a collective pool of money from different people. So I like what you are doing, encouraging other people to pay so that those who are unwell can be taken care of by those who are well. That's a principle of social health insurance. However, I do appreciate that there are challenges in terms of people being able to pay up front that premium.
But poor people can't afford this, Daktari. Poor people.
Yes, that is true. And that's why you see the system is supposed to be designed in such a way that poor people have somebody else paying for them.
My good friend, Fred Arunga, I grew up with him. I worked with him about 40 years ago. Believe it or not, none of you are 40 years old, but
I'm older than
none of you are 40. Fred and I worked together 40 years ago. He says, Jeff, thank you for this show. As a dad who lost my daughter Kimberly to leukemia back in 2014, I felt every word that your guests are sharing. Thank you for giving it a platform. That's Fred, and there was Cecilia Yewa as well. Remember, Cecilia, you had you're a warrior in your own right. So, a lot of people, you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who has had cancer. Who else has a question for Daktari? Wambua, uliza Daktari swali.
Nataka kuuliza Daktari, mimi sasa sifanyi kazi. Nilipata barua ile ya disability. na hiyo niliandikiwa kabla sijakonjeka, nilikuwa nalipanga 500. Sasa wakati ilikuja nikaandikiwa nilipe 600. Nikaenda tena nikaapil wanipunguzie hiyo pesa juu mimi saa hii ni disability, sifanyi kazi, sina income yoyote, nategemea well wishers na sijawahi jibiwa, sijawahi pata jibu. Sasa hiyo ni kusema tukufe ama nifanye nini? Na sio mimi peke yangu, tuko wengi.
Wengi.
Na mgonjwa wote,
jibu swali.
Mgonjwa wote wa kansa ni kiwete. Hawezi fanya kazi vile alikuwa anafanya.
No.
Watu wanafaa wapewe special treatment. Hata kama ni pesa ya usaidizi wasaidiwe. Juu kama mama amekatwa matiti, hawezi fanya ile kazi alikuwa anafanya. Juu hizo infection, hizo manini za kansa, za madawa sina muaffect. Hata saa zingine unaamuka miguu itembei, mikono huwezi inua. Sasa huyo mtu atafanya nini?
Daktari.
In terms of policy, we are not short on policy. What you're hearing here is implementation failures. And that's why I'm saying it's important for us to keep listening and act on what our patients are asking us to do. Because that's the reason we're here. So I'm listening, and like I said, I don't represent SHA, all right? But in the spirit of collective responsibility, I'm going to take your questions in that sense. And I'm sure the SHA leadership, even wherever they are also listening to this show.
Yeah.
So this is feedback which is valuable, because at the end of the day, we can sit and set policy, but if on the ground things are not working the way they should, then we definitely have to tweak something. There's some failures which we need to address.
Daktari, you know what they say, kwa ground vitu ni tofauti sio? Ni tofauti. Tell me something. There are a lot of drugs available now for cancer, right?
Yes.
Some cheaper than others.
Yes.
Are they available locally?
Yes, by and large, by the way, almost all drugs that are available in the world market are available locally or can be accessed.
Yeah.
The big question is whether, first of all, they are approved for use locally, and that, they go through a process. But other than that, again, there's the issue of the pricing, and it has to be pricing that makes sense, and it has to be appropriate. So there's a lot of things to do with drugs, but in general, treatments are available. The thing is, people need to be able to afford those treatments, and that's why we've got this social health insurance approach. And that's why I keep saying social health insurance, the good thing, and that's the reason why you see SHA always coming up in discussions. It is too important to ignore.
I know quite a few people who ship drugs over in their suitcases. Wanalizileta, wana check in kwa suitcase, na wanaletea watu wao, because it's cheaper that way, whether it's from India or China or wherever. Sio?
Yes.
Who else has a question for Daktari? Sally?
Mine is different, not sure. Of course, vitu kwa ground is different. But for me, I'm very happy about this forum. But can we do it in your CMEs as well? It's very important for doctors also to get feedback from the patients. For example, doctors say patient presented late. But when is late? Like, for example, for colorectal cancer, someone came, they were given H. pylori kit once, twice, thrice. It's before they're told it's colon cancer. It's very important for you to hear feedback from the patient so that diagnosis also is done early. Because at the end of the day, the patient is blamed. The patient presented late. But you're forgetting, I came, you gave me H. pylori kit. You treated me for typhoid, especially uko mashinani. It's typhoid, H. pylori. By the time it's colon cancer, it's too late.
Yeah.
And also about the treatment for cancer. I would confidently say that we are experiencing very less people surviving now. I don't know for what reason, but research should be done on the treatment that is being given now. A lot of people are going through the treatment, and before you know it, side effects, they die.
Doctor, and just to add to what Sari just said, is it lifestyle? Is it the nyama choma we eat? Is it the, processed foods that we eat? Does that have, other things that we do that we didn't do 50, 60 years ago?
Yes, there are various reasons for the rise in cancer incidence. One is what you say. These are what we call modifiable risk factors. These are things that within our control, which we can be able to do. It's got to do with diet. It's got to do with our environment. It's got to do with our physical inactivity, for example. It's got to do with obesity. So there are various risk factors. And of course, let's also not forget, our population is increasing. Right. Population is increasing worldwide. So globally, you're going to have an increased incidence of cancer. To address the issue which you raised, which is a very good one, it's got something to do with our healthcare infrastructure. And I use the term infrastructure in the broadest sense, where I'm saying it's from the facilities to the equipment, to the staff, to the training, and so on. And that's where we are failing our patients in certain cases. When we talk about presented late, I agree with you a lot of the time. They presented to the healthcare system. We fail them at times when we fail to diagnose the condition, or we miss the diagnosis. And then, you know, somebody moves on to the next stage. And so by the time they come, now it is what we call late presentation. Yeah. But the fault is not that of a patient. Of course, there are also times when it's the patient's fault, so to speak, because they have got certain symptoms and they ignore them. But then again, there's other times where people say they can't access the healthcare system because they don't have the money to access that healthcare system. Yeah. So the key thing is for us to break down all these barriers to access. And the principle of universal health coverage is that we must have people able to access the healthcare system when they need it, where they need it, and they should be able to access care of good quality for it to be effective, and they should be able to afford it so that they are protected. They've got financial risk protection, or they don't suffer financial hardship. That is the goal.
Absolutely. Yes. Speaking of which, who is in Ruai? Which one of you live in Ruai? Uko kwa sewage, sio? The other day, I went to a really amazing hospital in Ruai. Inaitwaje?
Yes.
RFH, sio?
RFH. I was there today. And they have this linear accelerator, a new technology in radiotherapy.
Yeah.
That has minimum side effects, unlike what I got here.
Yeah.
High energy with a lot of precision, that it only targets the tumor. This is what we were going for in India, but now it is at Roy family. And the good thing is that it is accessible, it is affordable, it is reachable.
And they have the equipment, right?
They have the state of...
Jane?
They do.
Yeah, they have.
I did my PET scan there.
Yeah.
I did my PET scan there last week.
Yes.
And today I got the results.
Yeah.
Today I took someone to get his chemotherapy there. And I can tell you that Roy Family Hospital, the RFH, is killing heights when it comes to cancer care.
Doctor, you agree?
I'll tell Dr. Maxwell he's got an ambassador. That is good.
Dr. Max.
Those are the kind of good stories that we want to hear. Because at the end of the day, we want people to be able to access treatment locally.
Yeah.
And so if our capacity is increasing and providing care to our patients, that's a good thing.
And it gives people like these hope.
Yes.
Hope.
Right.
They're not going to die. Right?
Yes.
So, when it comes to money, guys, and medicine, are you guys able to afford?
No.
Like 67K to 400K?
No.
Are you people?
No.
Sally, is this subsidized in any way? Is any one of you able to afford?
Actually, that's a question I always ask. Who decides how much a consultant or a doctor or a specialist should charge? Because sometimes I called it satanic figures. I've never received 10,000 on my M-Pesa. The doctor is asking for 3 million. That alone is enough to kill me, Jeff. That statement alone is enough.
That'll kill your mind, yeah.
A lot of people are dying, not from the disease actually, but from hearing these satanic figures.
Florence, how about you?
And then again, I have a question about SHA. I'll take you back to SHA. Wacha niongee Kiswahili usikie. Wambua ni mfanyabiashara. Kwa mfano, yeye akienda kulipa SHA, anaambiwa haezi lipa SHA kidogo kidogo. Anaambiwa lipe yote. Na wewe ni mfanyikazi, uko na mshahara, uko guaranteed. Unalipiwa polepole. Mimi nikipatia yote, nitakosa the capital. It's like you're taking my capital for business. So sitapata hii ya kulipa kila mara. Why are there double standard? Na sote tuko dunia moja.
Yes, double standards, Daktari.
I know what the reasoning was behind that. That is not to say that it is fair, right? The reasoning that there was with the previous dispensation under NHIF was that there were a lot of people who are paying for NHIF only when they need to get the service. So they come and pay the premium for 1 month today, for example, go and access 200,000 in benefits, and after that wait until the next time that they need to access the care. That was not sustainable. For those people who are in formal employment, it is mandated by the law. The employer must remit. So that was guaranteed. They keep paying every time. Those in the informal sector, it was not. So the idea was to make sure that everybody pays their way. Now, unfortunately, that meant that for people who are in the informal sector, they were being asked to pay the full amount up front.
But you have the records.
I understand. That's why I'm saying it is not fair. It was not fair. And so in terms of implementation, I believe there were initiatives to make sure that there's something called lipa kidogo, right, which is being implemented so that, again, you ease that burden for the individual provider. However, again, like I said, maybe there's an implementation issue, right? So maybe some people are not able to access that, but the policy, I believe, is in place.
Dr. Weren't you the first chairman of SHA?
Yes, I was.
Okay. What do you know that we don't know?
What do I know that you don't know?
Toboa.
Toboa.
Yes, I was the first chairman of SHA, but at the moment I believe it is important that we give the current leadership the opportunity to drive the organization in the direction that...
Okay, in your opinion,
yes,
can it work? All things considered, can it work?
Absolutely.
Like NIH in the UK,
yes,
right? It can work?
Yes, it can work.
It just needs the right minds, the right people, the right initiative, the right...
That's what I'm saying. We just have to apply ourselves. We don't have an option. It has to work.
Yeah.
And it has to work in the manner that it was designed. So I know there's some implementation challenges, but I still believe strongly, and I'm very invested in saying SHA is still a good dream, and we need to make sure that it works for our people.
For our people. Jane. Wambua ushauliza swali bana, wacha tu
sawa.
Ngoja.
Lakini iko yenye inaniuma.
Sawa.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, for me, normally we are paid for by insurance, but now the problem is I use almost all my insurance cover the outpatient before even the year is halfway. So I just wish they would actually consider even us, because I'm not the only cancer survivor in KU. We are a few of us. At least if they would consider us, those who are going through cancer, at least to extend our outpatient, because sometimes we can't use the inpatient if you're just going.
It's possible, Dakari?
Are you talking about the social health insurance, or you're talking about private insurance?
Private, the KU.
Okay. Yeah. For private insurance, I know the constraints that are there is because insurance is a game of numbers, and we don't have the sufficient pool. So, of course, the benefits have got to be capped and limited. But at the end of the day, what we are doing is, in terms of advocacy, even for insurance companies, the private sector, they have to make sure that they have an insurance package that is tailored for cancer patients. And if they were able, for example, to get people, a large pool of people to subscribe to this before they get cancer, then you look for a way in which, if we've got a large pool of people paying, then the cancer benefits for those who are unfortunate to get cancer at a later date can be extended. So it's all about advocating for these policies, and that's why we need this conversation to continue. And we need to advocate for this, because in the absence of us being able to have healthcare that is pre-financed, so that at the point of care you're not digging into your pocket. This system is not going to, and healthcare finance is too important. It is the lifeblood of the healthcare system.
Right.
Without their money flowing in the healthcare system, even what the good things he talked about at RFH cannot happen. Because those are investments that they have to get returns on.
Correct.
Yes.
Margaret.
Mine will come to the reef edema. You can see my hand is big. I have removed the sleeve. I can't work like I used to work before. And
what is it, swelling or what?
Yes, it's swelling. So
does it hurt?
Sometimes it hurts. Doing the drainage, it's so expensive. When it comes to the bandaging, I think it's 22,000. The sleeve, 6,000. So per pair, it's 12,000. It's hard to get it. With the prosthesis, the breast prosthesis, the silicone one is 33,000. We can't afford. And when it's worn out, utaka mama titi moja tu. Yeah, we'll work with one. Because the woolen ones, they are there, but they are not comfortable. Yes. So pia tunataka kuangaliliwa hapo pia.
Okay. And probably thousands of women have that same problem, right?
Yes.
A lot of women.
Yes.
This is just a sample of what we are going through in this country, and that's why I called cancer is an existential threat and has to be dealt with as such. We have to just prioritize. We have to prioritize this. We have to put our minds together. We have to put together all the resources we can and take care of our patients.
Ndio. Wambua, ulikuwa ukiumiwa na swali.
Nilikuwa nataka kurudi hapo kwa SHA. President last year alituahidi. President alituahidi atatuongezea pesa.
Si alisema kutoka 550 mpaka 800.
800.
Na ilikuwa
akasema itaanza
December 1st.
Yeah.
Leo ni nini? February 4th.
Hiyo pesa haijawahi anza kufanya.
Hiyo pesa iko wapi?
Na mtu anaenda hospitali anaambiwa kadi yako imeisha pesa. Matibabu inasimama. Ungojee mwaka mwingine. Ugonjwa isimami. Kama chamani wetu wa kansa. President anajua hiyo pesa haijatufikia.
Daktari, jibu swali. Jibu.
You know, the good thing is, I'm sure the president, even if he's not listening,
He's watching.
He's watching.
Yeah.
And he's listening. The president has done his part. Let's be fair. He's done his part. The rest of the team need to carry their weight and make sure that presidential directive is implemented and people access that benefit.
Itafikia kama watu wameisha.
Goja.
Itatufikia kama wakati watu wameisha.
December, January, February, 2 months, right? And that's 550 to 800 is what? 250,000 still. Right? 250,000. Come on.
Can we add something?
Come on.
Today, when I went to the hospital, I asked, because now I have started my financial year with SHA. So niliuliza, is it still 550? Imeongezwa, nikaambiwa hapana till July. Hivyo ndivyo niliambiwa hapo kwa SHA, till July.
There's a disconnect here between policy and implementation.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, we need to get our act together.
We need to get our act together.
Yeah.
Peter, you had a quick question, real quick.
Yes, and this comes to still on SHA. Being told that you have cancer is traumatic. And like I remember how the doctor broke this to me at KNH. He told me, Kinyajua, are you alone? Yes, I'm alone. Do you know what you are being tested for? I said, no. He just told me, you have cancer. And when he wanted to do damage control, I told him, doctor, don't worry, I'm a big boy. But I wonder how many other big boys are out there that are able to withstand that trauma. And therefore, I'm advocating for SHA making payments or paying for counseling services. For counseling services, rehabilitation services, like the hearing devices, yes, whatever, and the prosthesis, what is it called? Physiotherapy.
Yeah.
The SHA to be paying for that. Okay? Because you realize that many people lose hope because of just being told that you have cancer.
Yeah, it's a death sentence.
Yes, cancer is deadly, but it's not equal to death.
Yeah.
And people can only come to realization of that when they go through counseling.
Yeah.
Like personally, because of how I was told, it has informed why today I am training as a counselor at a Amani Counseling Center, so that I can bridge the gap between a doctor and a patient.
Dr. Will SHA get its acts together at some point?
They will.
Hopefully.
I told you there's no choice.
We have no choice. Absolutely. And you were the first chairman of SHA. So, you have a lot of responsibility here,
I do. I have a lot of responsibility. That's why I'm telling you I'm privy to a lot of things that we had got in terms of the initial phase, what the intention was, and I want to assume that intention still continues. But I'm not going to comment beyond that because, like I said, I have to leave the current leadership to be able to to do their bit. You have to be.
But you know their grievances. I mean,
and that's what I'm telling you. You know, that's what, from the beginning of the show, Jeff. I've been forthright. I am not going to be here. You know, it would be belittling to them for me to start denying when they're telling me their real life experiences. Yeah. So that's what we have to do as government. We have got to listen and make change where we are getting information that things are not going as planned.
Yes. All right, we have so much feedback from people out there watching the show. They're loving the show. Are you here?
Yeah, plenty of feedback.
Yeah. We're going to go to that right now, and you can guys listen in. And
so I can stand over there
as we go. Yeah.
So that we can take it from this. I don't want to block Dr. Harris' background. Okay, this is from Zefananda, and says, I survived colon cancer 10 years ago after seeking treatment from India. I had a very bad experience here with many oncology providers being so money-minded. The government could not help. My hope is that things will change.
Dr. Ari, and that's the thing. A lot of people just opt to go to India, and they spend, a week or two, and they're treated really well.
Yeah.
And it's a hell of a lot cheaper than here. Come on, man.
Well, one of the things, I think as a healthcare system and as healthcare providers, we have got to face that challenge. And I've said repeatedly, if anybody has listened to me in different forums, the solution is not for people to go to India. The solution is not also for us to try and block people from going to India. We have to go to the underlying reasons as to why people are leaving this country to be able to go for treatment outside and address them. If it's a cost issue, we have to address the cost of healthcare issue. Because it doesn't make sense for us to say healthcare in a different jurisdiction, transport and everything included makes sense. The other thing, of course, is information is not widely available. There are people who live here and go to India for treatments like what he has said is available locally, but they just don't know about it.
Yeah.
So we have to be better at being able to communicate and decide on what services we have and to the level that we have.
And the other thing is, I think a couple of them mentioned that they were misdiagnosed.
Yes.
The doctors, they say, oh, well, Okasawa, come back in 6 months, come back in a year, By the time, in a year, she's lost her breasts.
Yes. There are those cases, I do admit, but also let us be clear. There are also people who have gone to India and have not gotten the results that they expected. Let's be honest.
Okay.
So let's be honest. So it's not necessarily the absolute answer. Let me tell you, you can leave Kenya and say you're going to India, but you can go to India to a level 3 hospital where we have level 6 hospitals here. So it's not just an issue of saying go to India. There are a lot of things that we have to be very clear about. That's why I'm saying we have to make sure that our system works for our patients. And if there are any problems that are making people leave this country for treatment, because I've told you, originally, let me tell you, I also lost my dad to esophageal cancer. At the time when we were going at that time, there were even no PET CT scans available here. So what we had to do was go for that PET CT. And the tendency is once you go there, the tendency is now the treatments are available. You get to that point where you have to make a decision whether whatever treatment you'll access there, but we still came back and continued the treatment here. That's the level of confidence I have in our healthcare system. Unfortunately, I'm a medical doctor, so I've got a higher level of knowledge than most ordinary Wananichi have.
Yeah.
We have to make this information available. We have to give people good advice, because there are also people who have left here to go to India for treatment and have passed away there. Is that not right? There are a lot of people who, for example, also are told to be, and this goes down to the counseling issue. It could be that the stage you have reached with your disease, a cure is no longer possible. Sometimes the patient doesn't necessarily want to hear that and say, let us try something else, all right? So that is, again, inappropriate treatment. So one of the things in medicine, we have a principle that says, let not the cure of the disease be more painful than endurance of the same. Even in treatment, even in medicine, there are times when we need to know when to stop. Active treatment and move on to other forms of treatment. It could be palliative care and so on. Because inappropriate treatment, again, especially when it is financed, is dangerous. Yeah. Because the tendency can be that we're recommending treatment to you, which is inappropriate, is going to cause more harm, but it is because it is being paid for by a third party. So we have to be very clear, and that's why I'm saying the ethical issues when it comes to taking care of cancer patients are very important. It is very easy for us to say there are principles which you call beneficence, which means doing good, and non-maleficence, not doing harm. That is a little more tricky, isn't it? And then there has to be fairness and also autonomy. We have to give patients sufficient information to make choices that are best for them. Like you were saying, in his case, he might have said he doesn't want his arm to be amputated. But the question is, was he given sufficient information to make that decision? It has to be that we sit with him and tell him, this is what we're looking at. If you have your arm amputated now, this is what we're looking at. If you wait, this is what you're looking at. If you don't do it at all, this is what you're looking at. Then he makes that informed choice. So that's about patient autonomy. So we have to be able to spend time. Unfortunately, a lot of doctors, with the rush of seeing patients and so on, sometimes you don't give people the attention that they deserve. And that's why I'm saying our healthcare system, we must make sure that the resources we have are used to the best of their ability, so that oncologists see oncology patients, not somebody with malaria. Let somebody else see that one, so that they provide the level of care that our patients deserve. Yes. And these are some of the reasons why we're losing patients to different jurisdictions. You go to a place where there's even a language barrier. Much as you say that we all speak English, if you go to India, I can assure you, even for me, when I went there, the English is a little more difficult to understand, isn't it? All right? It might be the accent in the way they construct their sentences and so on. So all those socio-cultural things. And there are times when they also will communicate, even the counseling issue. You might find, because of limited vocabulary sometimes, or the cultural issue, they might tell you some break news to you in a manner which is not palatable, all right? So at the end of the day, it is better to get our healthcare within our system. We just need to get our act together.
Absolutely. Ayub, what else you got?
Patrick from Kirinyaga County says cancer should be declared a national disaster in the country. Government should subsidize cancer treatment to make it affordable for every patient.
Absolutely.
This is okay, SMS squad victim. Hi, says dawa ile ya kudungwa baada ya 3 months hakuna Nakuru PGH. What's happening?
Ile kudungwa after 3 months?
Yeah.
Kuna dawa kudungwa after 3 months?
Yes.
Zoladex.
Is what?
Zoladex.
Okay, what is it for?
It's for like suppressing the hormones.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Anauliza, what's happening? Haiko Nakuru.
Okay. That's information which I don't have. But like I said, part of the problem we have also within our healthcare system is this aspect about having a devolved healthcare system. There's a lot of that, for example, falls within the jurisdiction of, for example, the county government and the healthcare services they're providing. I'm hoping it's purely a temporary problem.
Okay.
Yes.
And Lea?
Yeah. Next up is the Duke of Kabete. Watching JKL, Cancer Fighters and Heroes. You will give thanks to the Lord for your good health when you watch it and realize how much the government is messing with the health department. You will feel nothing but emptiness.
Yeah.
And Adagi Ralph says, I can say today's topic is really heart-wrenching. Cancer is a universal threat indeed. I wish one day we may find cure for this threat. I hate cancer. The annual one made me break into tears. Anybody can be a victim. Safe days ahead.
No doubt.
Anonymous says, Happy World Cancer Day from Cancer Hero
Baringo.
from Baringo County.
Baringo.
That's also another case that watch him. Kakawanjala says, ask Doc why they are fighting clinical officers specializing in clinical oncology at master level using the office of Dr. Patrick Amoth and the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council official.
Are you fighting them, Doc?
Not to the best of my knowledge.
You're fighting clinical officers specializing in clinical oncology.
Yeah.
No?
Any level of expertise that we can get, we're going to need all hands on deck.
All hands on deck.
Yes.
I like that. Tuendelee.
Lemi underscore Nairenke says, it's really, okay, is it really that cancer can be inherited maybe? Through genetics lineage, I have been a victim that I have lost many people through cancer, which is now worrying if it's seriously an inheritable disease.
Yeah, there is a bit of a genetic involved, isn't
5 to 10%. There's a genetic component.
Yeah.
So some people are predisposed.
Yeah. I'll keep going.
Next is from Mwanzali. Says, hey Jeff, there is this one called pancreatic cancer. Very aggressive, lost a friend within a month. Boom, yellow eyes, and boom, passing on.
That one is nasty, isn't it, Dr. Ari?
Yes, it is.
Pancreatic.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's certain types of cancer where symptoms do not occur until it's fairly advanced.
Yeah.
So anywhere where there's a lot of space to grow, it doesn't present with pain and so on. The tendency is to catch it later.
And it's a silent killer.
And these are internal organs, yeah, so it's pretty difficult to catch.
So by the time it's caught, it's too late?
Yes, so by the time, most of the time, for example, he's saying the yellowing of the eyes, then it means it's already spread. So usually that's why pancreatic cancer is pretty aggressive.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Charles says the government, through its relevant ministry, should ensure that cancer patients are supported. The Kenya Kwanza administration is deducting Kenyans whooping sums of money, but the services do not commensurate. Okay. Wafilipu says, today we spent all day in the hospital from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. just for a little process of approval for my dad to get an injection, a complete waste of time and resources. My question is, how then can we reach Singapore if a process as little as an injection takes a whole
Look at Sally. Sally, everyone on the bench just started laughing. Sally, yeah, you agree with this, obviously, right? 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That's 9 hours. It's ridiculous. And people do this all the time, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Daktari, I mean...
Or even sleep in the corridors of the hospital.
Till the next day?
Yes.
Yeah, you're told hakuna makasiriko.
Musikasirike?
Hakuna haraka.
Na kuna haraka?
Yeah.
Kama beba mgonjwa wako uende.
Guy.
Yes.
Oh God, tuendelea, Ayub, tuendelea.
This is no name. Good evening, Jeff. Dealing with cancer in Kenya is becoming more difficult because test for cancer is very expensive, but it can be prevented if government can plan well, and test for cancer can be done in level 2 hospitals and creating awareness. Daktari, is this achievable?
Level 2, Daktari, level 2?
Yeah, level 2, in terms of, first of all, I agree with him 100% because prevention is the way to go. 40%, if we can be able to prevent cancer, and for those where they get cancer, for example, detect it early
detection,
then it improves our chances because the treatment options are simpler, and the outcomes are much better.
Yeah.
So that's the way to go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Masha.
Ask Dr. Timothy if cancer is a blood-like pandemic. Of late, we lost a minor suffering leukemia, and now an uncle 2 days ago. It's indeed troubling.
So blood, I'm not sure what he means by
leukemia.
Yeah.
Leukemia, blood cancer.
Yes.
Frank Makash says, Jeff, this cancer issue is just part of madness. Kenyatta National Hospital. Visit the wards, you will be embarrassed. Kids die in the hands of mothers.
Man.
And Chris says, I'm inspired with this group. They have given me hope. My mother is going through this, and I pray that Jeff Koinange will invite her to give her testimony in the near future.
All right, next time, tell us your mother's name. Just don't say your mother, okay? Tupatie jina ya mama, kwani?
Monica will follow.
Utajua mamake nani?
Sir Nixon says, dear cancer fighters and heroes, never stop smiling, never stop dreaming, never be negative, never stop believing, never stop fighting, never lose faith, never let yourself be overcome by fear, never give up. Barikiweni zaidi.
Never give up. Never give up.
Alex Omari says, the stories are so harrowing. Great to say, Sally. What's failing our patients is the healthcare system that is weakened, whereas the social health authority patients are lining up for 72 hours. I hope that the decision makers are watching. They have to. Mark _Makuda says, their story is touching, and it's high time our government had appropriate legal and institutional frameworks and provide financial assistance to tackle cancer, which has become the biggest killer disease in our country. Something needs to be done to tackle cancer. A special thank you to Manu Chandaria for the noble gesture. May God richly bless you. 100.
He's 100 years old. He's just given another 20 million shillings for this cancer research.
Yeah.
This guy, Manu, God bless you, Manu, God bless you. And he still watches this show at this time. 100-year-old guy.
Charity blesses.
Who does that?
Charity.
Folks, I'm going to go around the room again. I want some final thoughts, okay? Going forward. Na musikae sana. Na lazima niende nilale. Kesho tuko kazini asubuhi. Okay?
Yeah.
Musikae sana. Kinyajui?
Yes.
Tuarerie. Areria rorere.
One is that cancer is deadly, but it's never equals to death. Early screening may not save you. Actually, early screening will not save you from death, but it will save you from the severity or the severity of the cancer treatment. Number three is that we have been left to support each other in our groups, like the oncology nutritionist group and Warriors of Hope, Battle Against Cancer. That's where we've been left. And one thing is for sure, Jeff, that I always tell myself that I've been assigned this mountain so that I can show others it can be moved.
Absolutely.
And one thing is for sure, Jeff, that one day, I don't know when, but one day, cancer will die.
Good
Cancer
man.
will die.
Cancer will die. Florence.
I'd like to talk to the caregivers and people who are around us. And, okay, before I forget, I would like to thank Dr. Nancy Muyoka.
Muyoka, the nutrition.
Yeah, the nutritionist. That lady has really done a good job. Wengi wetu hapa, we didn't even know the diet ya cancer. Tunaenda hospitali, nobody tells us. They tell us nothing about our diet. But Nancy has stood with us. They call oncology nutrition space. That lady, one day muite hapa, aongeleshe watu kuhusu diet ya cancer. Ametushika mkono sana. And now the caregivers. People who are around us wanatusupport sana. Tuko vile tuko, wengine sababia the caregivers. Caregivers wanafanya vitu blindly bila kujua vile watafanya. So if the government could at least have the counseling the Wanyoika was talking about, wakiongea habari ya diet, huko wanaongea habari ya the caregiving and the nutrition, watakuwa wametusaidia. Because sometimes we suffer out there. Msifikiri stigma iko kwa HIV peke yake, hata kwa cancer iko. Hata kwa cancer kuna stigma. Unaenda pale, unakaa vizuri, si ndio? But ukienda mbele ya watu, wanaona uko sawa. And you're weak. So we die inside. We die inside.
By the way,
so if people are, we get people who can talk to spread the news about cancer and how to handle people with cancer. Mtakuwa mmetusaidia sana.
By the way, unakaa vizuri.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Thank you. Now that is the problem. But ni shida.
Ni shida.
Yeah.
Jane. Show, JD.
Thank you, Jeff. For me, I can say cancer is not a death sentence. And in this term, when somebody sees JD, says Maggie, Sally, they look at you and say, were you misdiagnosed? Or are you sure it is cancer that you tell us you went through? And then you're like, God, akoju. And he looks at everyone, even you who is going through cancer. It's good to live today and knowing that there is tomorrow. And also, as she has said, we should think about the caregivers. Okay, I was a caregiver. My mom was a caregiver to me. She's 84 today. She's 84. And
is she watching?
She can't sleep. She wouldn't go to sleep for anything. Yes, I couldn't.
What's her name? Musalmia.
She's Edith. Hi, Mom.
Yeah,
I love you for being my caregiver.
Yes.
And then, I became her caregiver. Then she became my caregiver because she had cancer in 2015, and I followed in 2016. As a doctor was saying, it's something like genetics. Yeah. So we leave everything to God. And at least they really play a part. They are even suffering more than the one who is sick.
Yeah,
so
no doubt.
We just say they should also be considered. Sure. I was happy. I understand the PWD, people with disability. They have started thinking about caregivers to have that disability card. That would be so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sally. Final thoughts.
Jeff, cancer pain is pain that I wouldn't wish my worst enemy. Let us take action and do something about it. There's a musician who sang and said, if you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make that change. What change can you make as an individual? And for anyone who's been screened or diagnosed with cancer, there is hope. Do not lose hope. We all belong to organizations that are under KENCO. KENCO is Kenya Network of Cancer Organizations. There are so many organizations supporting survivors, supporting patients. Let us join them. And if you are not near one, form one. there is hope, and let us keep it alive.
No doubt. Thank you. Good words. Margaret.
Cancer one day must bow, and early detective can save a life. And mine will go to the doctors, not all, but some. There are those who, kuna wale huanga wana break your news. Unaweza anguka na ukufe. Because like mine, I didn't know the stage. But when I went to KU, I was just told, the doctor just said, umefika stage 3. Nikaambiwa, go see a nutritionist, counseling, then go home. But I didn't. Nilitoka nikaenda nyumbani. Nilishoniza nini? Imefika stage 3. What else? Dying.
But they just told you, just nonchalantly,
Yes.
without any feelings.
Yes.
Bila feelings.
Yes. Yeah. She just checked and told me, imefika stage 3B. I was alone.
That's got to change.
Nikaona hakuna haja ya kwenda counseling, nutritionist, what for?
That's got to change.
just walk out and
that
go.
has to change.
So they should look on how they are breaking the news to the patients.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wambua.
Kulingana na mimi
Usifiche hiyo mkono bana, ni sawa tu. Usifiche.
Ile naonyesha
Keep
kila
it normal, ni normal bana.
Yeah, hata nilikataa nikiwekwa ile artificial.
Good.
Juu nikipaka koti utaona Wambua ako na mikono mbili na ishiki kitu.
Bas.
Na wakati nitavaa t-shirt itabidi nitoe. Kwa hivyo nikaa hivi watu wajua niko na mkono moja na 3/4.
Nashukuru.
Yeah, nashukuru wale.
Moja na 3/4
Yeah.
Guy.
Sasa nashukuru. Iko watu wamesimama na watu ya kansa.
Yeah.
Juu watu wengi hata familia wanatoroka mtu akisikia ako na kansa. Kama huyo madam mnasema anaitwa Veronica Mwangi. Amesimama na mimi. Na hiyo kikundi yake ya Red Hope Wellness Institute.
Yeah.
Na familia yangu amesimama na mimi. Sitasahau Dr. Ward. Kama sio yeye kunikalia aniambie enda ufikirie. Ningekataa kukatwa mkono na aidha singekuwa sahi, na watoto wenye nilikuwa nafikiria wangekuwa mayatima. Na washukuru, na wengine wajitokeze wasaidie watu ya kansa. Hata siku moja inawaa uite huyo madam anaitwa Veronica akueleze vile hiyo roho si kidogo kusimamia mtu ambaye sio jamii yako. Hamuna ukoo, hata ujui ametoka wapi, na sio mimi peke yangu, ni mamia.
So,
Dr. Timothy Olwenyi, you get the final word. Okay, thanks, Jeff. I'd like to thank all our panelists for coming. It's not easy for them to come and share their personal stories with us today. It has been very revealing for us because we get to know what our patients are going through. We get to know what shortcomings they are. And I've told you, I'll be the first to admit where we have failed you. We apologize. One thing that our strategic vision as a National Cancer Institute is that we should be able to prevent cancers. For those that we are not able to prevent, for whatever reason, in those you detect them, diagnose them early. We need to manage to treat people effectively. And for those who have survivorship, and in the event that, for example, some of our patients do pass away, we want that to be done with dignity. So we hear you. We're going to look out for you and keep advocating. And that doesn't mean that you stop talking. You also need to keep advocating, because the theme for World Cancer Day is uniting our voices. So we're united by unique. First of all, uniting our voices, so it's collective action. It has to be unique because we appreciate every single person's experience is unique, and that is the only way we're going to handle this scourge of cancer.
But 80 people are dying every single day.
Yes.
From cancer.
Yes.
80 people.
Yes. That's where we are.
Guys, all I can say is you guys are heroes and heroines. You're real warriors. We appreciate your story. And Royal Media Services says, you know what? We're going to give you a little hamper to take home. Oh my God, thank you. Kitu kidogo tu muende, tu fruits na tunini. Karibuni. Yeah, ziko wapi. So the guys get the blue ones and the women get the purple ones, right? Sio. Ladies. Margaret.
There we go.
Hey, you're nzito. Nzito. You're welcome. Guys. Agi. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Wapi ya daktari?
No, daktari doesn't need. We have
Wapi ya daktari? Akona pesa? Ako sawa?
Ampatie, mtumie mpesa.
Guys, asanteni sana.
I appreciate you for
Thank you very much. You guys are fantastic. God bless you all and your families, and keep fighting the fight. One of you just said, never lose hope.
Yeah.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. That's what Jesse Jackson once said. Keep hope alive.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being a part of JK Live, folks. I tell you, what a show. What a show. You know someone who knows someone who knows someone who has cancer? Watch this show. Recommend this show to them. Send them the link. Because there's a lot of hope, folks. Hope springs eternal. You remember, if it's Wednesday, it's all about those 3 letters on the keyboard that follow each other. JKL. If you don't believe it, go to your keyboard and check. Thanks so much for being part of the show. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff.
At Ayo Abdulkadir.
At Citizen 2 Kenya, the hashtag JK Live. Good night. Good luck. God bless Kenya and all these cancer warriors.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen, amen, and amen.